The monastery echoed with the chants of monks. The Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree, radiating an aura of serenity. Anand approached with hesitation, his heart weighed with pride. He bowed low, his eyes searching for the wisdom he lacked. "Master, I have learned much," Anand began. "Yet enlightenment evades me." Monks gathered, each faction hoping for his judgment in their favor. The Buddha sat under the great sala tree, his presence calm yet powerful. "But, Master, I am eager to learn. Surely, my readiness allows room for wisdom." The Buddha reached for a clay cup resting beside him. He filled it to the brim with water, then continued pouring. The water overflowed, drenching the ground beneath the cup. Anand gasped, "Master, the cup spills. It cannot hold more. The effort is wasted." The Buddha set the jug down calmly. "So it is with your mind, Anand. When full, no new learning can enter." Anand hesitated, the weight of his pride pressing on him. "Master, I seek wisdom. Teach me how to empty my cup." The Buddha smiled. "Begin by recognizing your assumptions. To know truly, one must first acknowledge the limits of their understanding." Anand bowed his head, humility creeping into his heart. He remained silent, awaiting the Buddha's guidance. The Buddha gestured toward the garden. "Observe the lotus, Anand. It rises from the mud, unstained, open to the light." Anand followed the Buddha's gaze. "Master, the lotus is pure, despite its surroundings. What lesson lies hidden in its growth?" "Like the lotus," the Buddha replied, "you must rise above distractions. Free yourself from the weight of preconceived notions." "But, Master," Anand asked, "how can one let go of beliefs without losing themselves entirely? Is not identity shaped by convictions?" The Buddha plucked a fallen leaf and held it out. "Does this leaf claim permanence? It falls, yet the tree remains." Anand pondered the leaf, its fragile veins exposed to the air. "Master, you mean to say that clinging binds us?" The Buddha nodded. "Yes, Anand. To learn, you must release attachment and open yourself to the flow of the present." Anand knelt on the earth, feeling its cool touch. "Master, I will empty my cup and let wisdom pour freely into me." The Buddha smiled once more, his eyes shining with compassion. "Remember, Anand, true growth begins where certainty ends." For hours, Anand listened as the Buddha spoke. Each word echoed deeply, illuminating the path toward openness and humility. The sun dipped below the horizon as the Buddha concluded. Anand sat silently, the cup of his mind now ready to hold wisdom. Another day, another moment beneath the Bodhi tree, as the Buddha sat amidst the murmurs of his gathered disciples. "May all beings be happy. May they be free from suffering. The world flows continuously. Anand, learning requires us to remain open, unburdened by the weight of certainty and assumptions." After the meditation, the Buddha spoke again. "Unity is not the absence of differences but the presence of mutual respect. Cultivate it as you would a garden." He stood, his presence towering yet serene, and prepared to leave. The Buddha placed the stone on the ground, motioning toward the distant hills where the river twisted freely through its course. The river shapes all it touches, yet it carries nothing. It learns, adapts, and moves forward without clinging to the past. "But, Master, how does one know they are learning if they cannot hold on to what they learn?" Anand asked insistently. The Buddha walked to a nearby patch of sand, kneeling, his robe brushing the earth, and began drawing a pattern. The disciples watched as the Buddha moved with calm precision, tracing spirals and lines that evoked beauty and complexity. "Tell me, Anand," the Buddha said, still focused on the drawing, "what meaning do you find in these shapes?" Anand studied the patterns carefully, hesitant to speak, unsure whether his interpretation might contradict the lesson the Buddha intended. "They seem intricate, Master, yet impermanent." I feel their beauty lies in their fleeting nature as much as their form. The Buddha smiled, an expression that radiated approval and quiet understanding, then slowly erased the patterns with his hand. You see, Anand, the meaning did not vanish. The sand remains, ready to form new shapes that hold their own lessons. Their quarrel over governance threatened to disrupt the harmony of their kingdom. The Buddha, aware of their dispute, invited them to the monastery, teaching, Anand, is like planting a seed. The soil must remain receptive, unspoiled by the gardener's need to control the growth. Your Majesties, conflicts arise even among the wise, he began. But wisdom lies in finding resolution through understanding, not dominance. Yes, Anand, wisdom is fluid, like water, adapting to circumstances while nourishing the soil in which it flows. Queen Malika countered gently, I, too, act for the kingdom's good. Yet strength without compassion leads to a barren rule. They stood at the riverbank, the sound of flowing water harmonizing with the gentle rustle of leaves in the soft breeze. Look at the river, Anand. Nor can governance thrive without both wisdom and compassion. The king frowned. But, Blessed One, how do we balance strength with softness? Does not softness invite weakness? The Buddha smiled. Softness and weakness are not the same. The Buddha reached into the water, scooping a handful, letting it drip through his fingers, vanishing into the stream below. Water does not cling, Anand, and compassion must walk hand in hand with discernment. Blind compassion may lead to unintended harm. The Buddha turned toward Anand, his gaze steady, his voice resonating with gentle authority as he spoke again. Begin each day as the river begins its journey, unburdened by the weight of yesterday's currents or tomorrow's obstacles. He gestured toward the forest. Look at these trees. Balance comes naturally, Anand, when we trust the process and surrender ourselves to the flow of understanding. Anand felt the weight of his doubts begin to lift, realizing that true growth required surrender as much as effort. Thank you, Master, Anand said, bowing deeply, his heart embracing the clarity he had sought so earnestly. The Buddha stepped away, his robes flowing like the river itself, a timeless reminder of wisdom in movement. Anand stood still, watching the river, allowing the lesson to wash over him like the water shaping the stones below. Days turned into weeks, as Anand practiced the art of unlearning, discovering that each moment held its own infinite potential. When too loose, they cannot produce music. He leaned forward slightly, his tone gentle yet firm. As Anand sat by the river one evening, he found himself smiling, knowing that the journey had only just begun. The lessons of the sand, the river, and the seed lived within him, guiding his path with quiet clarity. Another day, another evening under the starlit sky. The Buddha sat surrounded by his disciples, tranquility filling the air. Anand observed the Buddha holding a tiny seed in his hand, curiosity sparking within his heart as silence prevailed. Master, Anand began softly, what lesson does this seed hold for us? How can something so small teach great wisdom? The Buddha smiled gently, his gaze settling on the seed as if it contained the entire universe within its fragile shell. This seed, Anand, holds infinite potential. Within it lies the possibility of growth, transformation, and life beyond its humble form. Anand leaned closer, his mind racing with questions, yet hesitant to interrupt the calm simplicity of the Buddha's explanation. But, Master, how does potential within the seed flourish? Does it require effort, or does nature guide it naturally? The Buddha placed the seed on the earth beside him, his movements deliberate, as if honoring its sacred existence. The seed grows, Anand, by embracing all that it encounters. Rain, sun, soil, and wind, each moment shaping its journey. Forced to work together, They found safety in uniting their efforts. The tale drew a faint smile from both the king and queen, their earlier tension easing. Yes, Anand. The seed teaches us that growth is not linear but an unfolding process shaped by openness and trust. Anand watched the seed lying on the earth, feeling its symbolic presence resonate deeply, yet still wrestling with uncertainties. But, Master, what if the seed fails to grow? What if circumstances prevent it from reaching its full potential? The Buddha reached for the seed, holding it once more, his expression unwavering in its calmness and quiet certainty. The seed does not fear failure, Anand. Its purpose lies not in guaranteed success, but in the act of trying. He paused, letting silence envelop the moment. Now, wish for all of them to be well and happy, regardless of your feelings. The meditation stretched into stillness, each word a seed planted in fertile soil. After the meditation, the Buddha spoke again. Equanimity allows us to see beyond self-centered views, opening the door to true understanding. He addressed the king and queen directly. The Buddha stood, motioning for Anand and the disciples to follow him into the night. Their footsteps quiet and steady, they walked until they reached a grove of trees, their tall forms silhouetted against the moonlit sky, timeless and serene. Behold these trees, Anand, the Buddha said, his voice resonating softly. They began as seeds, humble and unnoticed, yet persistent. Anand looked at the towering trees, marveling at their strength and beauty, sensing the wisdom carried in their silent presence. The trees do not compare themselves, Anand. They grow without questioning their worth, simply fulfilling their nature with quiet confidence. But, Master, how do we silence the voice of self-doubt that keeps us from embracing our growth? Anand asked. The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows as the discussion continued. The king, feeling gratitude, said, Blessed One, your wisdom restores peace to my heart and reignites hope for our kingdom. The queen echoed his sentiment. Your teachings are a light in our darkness. This leaf, Anand, belongs to the tree, yet it exists separately. It teaches us the balance between individuality and unity. Anand studied the leaf, its intricate patterns mirroring the complexity of his own journey, each vein carrying lessons untold. But, Master, how do we reconcile our individual path with the interconnectedness of all life? Anand asked earnestly. The Buddha smiled once more, setting the leaf gently on the ground, allowing its journey to continue where it had landed. By embracing both, Anand, the marketplace seemed to echo his words. Rahula, Buddha's young disciple, raised a question. The seed, the tree, and the leaf live within us, Anand, teaching us the infinite possibilities of the beginner's mind. Anand reflected on the night's lessons, the simplicity of the seed revealing the profound depth of life's intricate design. As the disciples returned to the monastery, Anand stayed by the grove, sitting beneath the towering trees in quiet contemplation. He realized that the power of the beginner's mind lay not in certainty but in the willingness to embrace each moment. Spears were sharpened, armies assembled, and hatred brewed in the hearts of the clans. The Buddha, born of the Shakya clan, knew he must act swiftly to prevent disaster. In the silence of the night, he understood that growth was not a destination but a journey, ever unfolding and transforming. The lessons of the seed, the tree, and the leaf lived within him, guiding his path with quiet clarity and purpose. Why do you prepare for destruction? He asked, his voice, calm yet authoritative, carried across the battlefield, reaching the ears of even the furthest soldier. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.